And this will just keep that door closed. Actually, we want green signal if it's above 1, not below 1. So if there's critter in here, if it's above 0 rather, then we want this door to open. Otherwise, we want it to remain closed. There we go. That should keep it closed. And as soon as all of this is done, we'll move the critter drop-off up in there. Indeed. Children are quite often open-minded because they've not been given reason to not be yet. So, hobbling them with that sort of thing, it's honestly doing them a disservice, in my opinion. But again, I'm not raising kids, so, you know, there are a million things that I'm sure I am not considering on any level, and the realities of that are actually very different. So, you know, understand that I'm well aware of where that's coming from. Right, now this place is well hydrogened. I don't think this will... Well, actually, would this release anymore? Could we get this up a little bit higher, I wonder? 3 kilos of hydrogen is probably more than enough, though, really. What do you think, chat? Should I take this out? Is this enough? 3 kilos of hydrogen across this room? What's my favorite meal? Made from wild game? It's probably gonna disappoint you because it's really, really humble. It's wood pigeon, cooked in a nice wine. Some baby potatoes. Yeah, it's super simple, really. Honestly, once I got over having eaten rabbit in every possible configuration that you can consume rabbit in, I actually started appreciating it again. So some rabbit, some onions, some baby carrots, maybe yeah, just again, honestly, cooking it in wine. Man, that'll make me sound like a drunk. But no, wine's just really good to cook things in, okay? No, not wood pigeon. And before anyone is like, well, you eat pigeon? Well, first and foremost, city pigeon is probably not fed on very good stuff. But if you come from a town where there just happens to be, you know, more or less city pigeons there, they're probably just as good eating as anything else. But wood pigeon is a very different bird, from the same sort of family, but particularly difficult to hunt because they can basically change direction whenever they decide, which makes hunting them awkward. It's actually quite difficult. Well, I say difficult. It's more difficult than other birds, which tend to have much wider turning circles, so you can predict their path a lot better. Wood pigeon is like, no, actually, now I'm going this way, and you're like, oh, well, balls, because my shot is going that way. Well, they're very fast flyers too. Not very large birds. You need like 3 or 4 of them to make a decent meal for 2. Well, probably more like 4 or 5 for 2. But it's probably one of my favorite game. Since you asked specifically for my like sort of wild game, well, I don't have very fancy tastes when it comes to that. That's why birdshot exists. That's what I'm talking about. Remember, I'm from Britain. I don't hunt with like rifles. Well, I might if I was hunting a deer, but I don't have a rifle license, so that would be incredibly illegal. Exceptionally illegal. My father's a deer stalker, though. But you know, licensed and all that. He could take me out and train me to be a deer stalker and etc. etc. But no, I'm insured to be able to hunt with a shotgun, and only a shotgun. Okay, haha. Oh, wait, no. No. Haha. Fantastic. Right. Now we need to move this up. It still needs to be steel because this can still be a very hot area, which is unfortunate, but you know what? All know where city pigeons come from? Humans. Pigeons were once bred by humans in cities for easy access to eggs and as pets. That's why pigeons in cities come in so many colors. We bred them that way. Yeah. That does. I'm not aware of that, but that does not surprise me on any level, Kit Marcus. I mean, you know, it's the whole thing of like, where does broccoli come from? Same place as almost any of the other greens that you'll typically find with a normal meal. Mustard. We bred them that way. Also, carrots. They weren't orange until we decided they should be. They were actually white. Lots of things we've messed with over the centuries. To greater or lesser extents. For better or worse. Sometimes it was sincerely quite useful. And other times, incredibly vain. And no other reason for that at all. I haven't killed any Annie. How dare me kill a duke? None have died on my watch. Not even one. Not once. Never. What kind of shotgun gauge? 20 ball. Up and over and side by side. I've also got a like hand-me-downs from when I was a kid. The side by side and up and over a 12 ball. And I've got a 20 ball single barrel from when I was a kid. And that's why I answered with such confidence, because that was mine for a very long time and I loved it. I was like, I was trusted to have my own gun. That was a very, very big moment. Burned into my memory. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and a half a dozen other vegetables are all actually the same species. Yep, pretty much. Just bred to look and taste different. Mm-hmm. All came from wild mustard. We've been changing things to better suit ourselves for a very long time. Or, like I said, sometimes it's because it was necessary and it was really useful to change it. And quite a lot of the other times it was because we were very vain and decided that, haha, I'm going to express my dominance over the natural world. Alright, let's have a peek at what you might be. Or at least we may eventually get it. Yeah, CRISPR just cuts the middleman. Yeah, we've just gotten much more efficient at it over time. But we've been doing it for a very long time. Right, now then, with this, the only thing I want in here are... where are you? Slickster, not lava. I also want molten slicksters. Again, not lava. Oh, I haven't got any of those yet. So long-haired slicksters. This should be a low priority. These should be much higher priorities. But they should go here. And they can be up to 20. Now that that is there, this can be hooked up. Let me just make sure that everything else is where it needs to be. Yes, that'll eventually get done. So, we hook this up down there. I'm going to pump that up in priority. There we go. Make the door back to a 5, though. Can I go into this? Yes, I can. Good. That's... Annoyingly. You know what, I'll just copy the settings again. There we go. That will lock the door if there's no critter in here. But the moment a critter is dropped off, this door will open and it'll be allowed out. And if a critter wanders in from outside, it'll stay open until there's no critter there. Now, sometimes it will catch them in there, and that's just the way it's going to be. But this will allow us to move quite large amounts of critters into a space where normally it would say, no. There's already, like, we could have like 40 in there. It will only allow us to drop off if there's 20, but this will always be 0 when that door is closed. Because it is, strictly speaking, 2 different rooms. Realistically, you could leave the door open. It still counts as its own room. If I bring this up, These are different rooms. So even with the door held open, it would still count. It's just if critters are allowed to wander back and forth, it can get a little bit chaotic. So I like to automate the door so it'll shut and keep them out. Hooray! Right, now, I want this to accept molten... Where are you? Molten lava. And I guess long-haired... you know what? Let's copy these settings across all of them. So we are actually allowed them. I know, you're super happy. It's a good time to be alive. Oh, you're not coming down here. Can someone come down? Yeah, there we go. Where are you taking it? Oh, you're going to pump up the door. Okay, fair enough. Are you guys happy? Groomed tame happy? Yes. Glum. That's because you haven't been groomed recently. I understand. I feel like that when I haven't been groomed recently as well. Yeah. Expelling waste. Never mind. I don't want to know. There we are. You will now start producing some petroleum here and there. This is already looking for petroleum. Everything there should... Ooh, that would be awkward. And that's already now a possibility. So we do rather need this to be done now. Let's get that sorted, please. Also, if you could, knock that up. These long saves. There we go. Right, let's check on the pipe. If the pipe is done, and it looks like it might be. Yes. Now is then time for us to pop up the priority of getting the power down there. Now, this is also going to need to go this way. So since I'm already bringing it down over here, I may as well run it across and then down there. That'll do. And I may as well now hook that up as well. Right, this, for the time being, I'm going to leave it on do not work unless it's below. Because until I've set up this entire system, I don't actually want anyone hooking that up and turning it on yet. There we go. Now, hopefully, we can get all of this done rather sharpish, because that's an awful lot of metal that I'm going to need to move. We do have it. We've got a lot of copper, actually. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue for me. Now, if we have the steel, it is time for us to begin building coal power plants. There we go. Now, issue here. Oh, wait. Huh. So I could have 6 if I wanted. Alright. I think I'm down with that. But for now, let's get rid of that part. Going to want a steel conveyor loader. Once again, because we actually do need it. I don't really want to be expelling the CO2 at this point. I kind of want it camped in here. Realistically speaking. Huh. See, if I fill this area with hydrogen, And I have a pump that pulls CO2 out at the bottom. It might not be a bad idea. The problem is I do have to go in here every now and then, but I can always set that, sort that out a little bit better later. Regardless, let's pop in a simple little item there. It's all hooked up to the heavy wire. Yes, it will be. There we go. Now the problem with this is I am worried the amount of potential load on this system. Now, adding these in doesn't affect that. It's the machines that get added to it that's affected. Now, eventually, someone's going to get walloped by this thing, but as a result, can we quickly get everything out of here? And then I'm going to destroy 2 of the ladders. I'm just going to allow you to continue doing your stuff. And being happy about it. Hopefully. I hope you're happy. They're more like a blob creature. They eat CO2 and produces oil, natural gas, though through gastrointestinal process. I don't think they produce natural gas. I don't. If you're talking about the slicksters, the slicksters don't. They produce petroleum or oil. We've already got some petroleum down here. It's going to start filling things up soon. Oh, another egg. Got dropped in from up there. Fantastic. There we go. Now, I don't want to breed long-hair slicksters. So I'm specifically not accepting them. But I do want to breed molten slicksters. Now, the nice thing about molten slicksters is as long as I keep it alive, it's got a chance to produce more. That's reasonably high. But we'll have to see. So right now, yeah, they've got a 2% chance of a long hair or a molten lava. But if they're a critter so they're a long hair or they're a lava, because the slickster is the base, then they start with a 60% chance of producing their own kind. So you may well make more, but I need to heat this place up if I want you to survive, because it's hard for you to live. Now, you can probably produce long-haired slicksters as well, unfortunately. So we may need to deal with that one. We do not want a load of long-haired slicksters. It's not going to help us. Not yet, anyway. How's this room doing? It's not too bad, actually. It's reasonably warm. No. Now, ultimately, we will be building a better shovel ranch. That will be making use of all of the regolith that's coming through. Eventually. That's a little ways away now. But for the time being, I just want to try and get this set up, if we can. Running all the way down and hooking up the power down here. Then we'll tap into this, and then we can send some really hot CO2 to our slicksters. And we can deliver cold CO2 to this area eventually. I want the radiant gas. That's right. I made a lot of these. That is right. Don't technically need them to be radiant once they leave, though. In fact, they should probably be insulated. And by probably, I mean they really should be insulated. It's going to be hot CO2 leaving this little area. Now, I'm going to need a second one. If I want to actively cool this, I need a second thermoaquature unit. This one is only going to be set to if the contents of its pipes are above 200. Well, let's say, no, 200 is fine. then it'll cool it. Now I want to go and check on my slicksters and my molten slicksters. What kind of temperatures can they survive in? 160. Whereas you, my molten friends, can survive in significantly higher temperatures. I guess these are going to just have to run with 160 then. I said this to 150. If it's above 150, cool it down. So this is going to be pumping out probably around about 150, 140 degree CO2. What's my opinion on the classic grilled cheese sandwich? Grilled cheese sandwich? Grilled cheese on toast? Maybe, but sandwich? I would consider a sandwich, I guess, cheese in 2 slices of toast to make a sandwich like that? Is that what you're talking about? A toasty. Oh, I love toasties. Thank you, Oak. You'd think molten slicksters would generate heat. Yes, that would be quite marvelous. Yeah. I'll watch this last battle, but it's 4 AM and I have work at 10. So since I have finally submitted my PHP assignment, I will be going to bed shortly. Okay, Loomcloud. When is the battle? If someone wants to use exclamation mark battle, let me know in chat, and we'll see how things are going. How are my peeps doing? They've got a long way to travel, unfortunately. I feel bad. Maybe if I run this down and across. I could run it across. In fact, I could run it really far across. If I came down as far as this. Which might be worth it, actually. Might well be worth it. Oh, there we go. The battle is ready. Well, that was good timing, I must say. Okay, well, we're going to go and check on the stream battle so peeps can go to bed. Be right back. Are you an adult yet? You may be. Yes, perfect. Okay. This probability increases when the creature's body temperature is between 100 and 250. Excellent. Right. And as we can see down here, we've got a little bit of crude oil. And then a load of petroleum at the top. That's a little bit annoying, but oh well. So probably move around a little bit. Honestly, I'm going to say if this is above 0, if there's any liquid on the top layer, this should kick in. Well, actually, before we do that, though, let me make sure that this is all hooked up first. Yes. Does seem to be good. Alright, let's set this going. If this is above 0, kick in. Oh, yeah. It's going to grab a little bit of both and center it off. Now, it's drawing in, unfortunately, very small amounts of petroleum as well, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. These will eventually start activating and drawing out some petroleum, and as we can see, petroleum is being separated now. The problem here is that if this backs up, it can start causing issues, and petroleum might go the wrong way, but for the time being, it should be okay, I think. Yeah, there we go, it's backed up. Well, poop. There's me. It'll be fine. No. No, it won't. Well, I can easily just decommission this section. And have an actual liquid filter there, but I think this is okay for now. For the time being, should be alright, I think. And there we are. That's all set up. Our Slickster Ranch is done. Damn it, we missed it. Oop. We missed the gloriousness. How much igneous rock is there? 25 tons. Oh, there's quite a lot of igneous rock. Oh well. Good night, Loon Cloud. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Right. Now let's get the rest of this area built up. Once the autosave is done. Okay, we're starting to get there now with all of the wiring. While that's going down, I mean, this is 6, so we can get that done a little bit faster, though, I think. Why is there oil there? Oh. Oil got into the main system. Yeah, I actually think that as much as this is a nice little way of doing it, we're going to very quickly just remove that. We'll put in an actual powered filter. It should be okay. Have a look. How much power does this draw? 120. It'll be fine. 120 we can manage. Actually, you know what? Let's get that done quickly. And since this is going to be a fairly hot room, pop that in. Now, at this point, I'm saying that if it's not petroleum, then it should go all the way through. And honestly, I'd rather these things break than the petroleum generators, so that seems fair. Take care, Shallow Gene Pool. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to have to head to bed. Hope the rest of the stream goes really well. Oh, thanks, Sheelab. I hope you have a better sleep than you had last night. Poor Sheelab, she's been exhausted all day. I blame Tilly. As soon as this is finished, we should be golden. .8 kilos now of CO2 in there. How's the CO2 around here doing? We're actually pulling it down quite a lot. It's a lot of natural gas over there, though. I do need to set up some sort of filtering system at some stage to handle stuff like this, but in fact, realistically, as this pulls it down, the chlorine will be released over here, but the natural gas will go through the system, will actually get filtered out, so it should be okay. Right, I want you to filter petroleum. There we go. And done. Okay, now this one can't break. That's why you pay so much more for it. It will literally jam rather than send something the wrong way. So it's a little tiny bit more secure. Get that stuff moved. Also, can we get that mopped? That'd be great, thanks. Now, it's born with a very high body temperature. But that body temperature is dropping. Once it drops below a certain point, it will begin to not spawn molten slicksters, unfortunately.